Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Cassandra. I am the witch, the spiritualist, the founder and creator of Magick of Eden. I am also the dominant of Shadows X Magic, also known as the Shadow Room. My role in BDSM is submissive and a brat. Now, if you hear anything in the background, that is definitely my refrigerator because I am in my apothecary and my Apothecary is in my dining room, which is next to the kitchen. So thank you all for bearing with me. As you can see, I already started shuffling your cards and whatnot. So we're going to get those turned over. But before I do that, I do want to set the intention that whoever needs to hear this message will come at any given moment, no matter what time, no matter what place, because time and distance and space are all illusions. I do set the intention that the listener and the viewer of the video receives what it is that they need, and they also leave what does not serve them. Having said that, this video is dedicated to dominance. This reading is all about you. I do feel the need to say that for whatever reason, it feels like some type of exploration is needed. I'm also kind of feeling that this could be you tapping deeper into um dominating aspects. Now, I don't care what your gender is or what your gender identity is or lack thereof. I am speaking in terms of energy and I am speaking in terms of whether you are a dominant. So it doesn't matter how you identify. If if your role is the dominance in your partnership, then this is for you. So, anyways, I do get a sense of newness. I do. And it's so interesting because lately, even on my light page, Magick of Eden, the whole vibe has really been about just fertility and renewal. And it's been about, birthing something new and like exploration and things like that, and fertilizing the things that you want to see come to fruition, fertilizing the things and that you have within that womb space. And for whatever reason, I do get this feeling that that energy is also kind of bleeding into yours. It's also bleeding into our kinky tarot time, is what I want to call it. Kinky tarot time. I love that. I so love that. That's so sexy. Kinky tarot time. That's going to be our thing. All right. That's going to be our thing. So, anyways, yeah, like it definitely does feel like there is some type of newness that is brewing. I almost kind of hear murmuring where it's like something is like, and I'm hearing like a cackling fire. For those of you that don't know, that are new here, I hear things, I smell things, I see things and things like that. That's how I get my downloads. But for the most part, I hear words and I receive downloads, of course. Uh, and I also have dreams and things like that, but I'm not here to talk about that. So if you hear me say things like, oh, I smell this or I hear that, it's because my intuition is being activated, right? So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and continue. Yeah, this really does feel like some type of energy that is new, but in a sense, you're still leading the way. Now, I have not gotten into these cards at all yet. So as you can see, they're face down. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn those over to see what your reading is about, and then I'm also going to be pulling more cards. Speaking of which, at the bottom of your reading, you do have the Eight of Swords here. I hope that you can see that. And with the Eight of Swords, of course, this deals, I just heard the word blockages. I do feel that there may have been some type of blockages that you may have experienced previously. And now I feel like you're at a space where you finally were able to forge through those. Through you, exercising the power of your will. This does feel like there were some things in your everyday life that were kind of bleeding into your dominant submissive relationship, or it may not have, but I do feel that regardless, I do feel that some of those blockages are now have now been knocked down, and this is paving the way in a sense for something to come in, for something. It's like a door was knocked down for you to walk through that, and now you're gonna start to travel through onto this path to gain whatever it is that you've been wanting, if that makes sense. So that's kind of the vibe that I get with the Eight of Swords here. I also kind of feel like with the Eight of Swords, normally it does deal with us creating our own fears, but in this sense, I don't feel that at all. I truly do not feel that at all. And it's so interesting because oh my god, look, you have the world. Like definitely this feels like another chapter in your reality. What I'm also picking up on is that you may have left your old dominant submissive relationship. You may be starting a new one. I'm also hearing that if not, this could be an indication that there is a new chapter or a new cycle that is brewing for you and your current partnership. Is that's what I'm feeling. I'm also kind of feeling like you may be discovering new ways to dominate that you're not used to, because I am hearing the words break the tradition. It almost kind of feels like you're uh, kind of like walking away from the old ways, if that makes sense, and you're doing things that are new, that are more fun, that are more spontaneous for you and your partner. But anyways, let me go ahead and dive into the cards real quick because, like I said, and of course, that's fucking wild. That is so wild. I know that YouTube hates will be cursed, but like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I fucking love the F bomb. My favorite curse word, by the way. Anyways, yeah, so for your first line here, you have the Fool. You have the Fool here. You have the Hierophant here. It almost kind of feels like you're taking your relationship or your partnership with your submissive or brats or whoever your slave a bit more seriously. Not that you weren't taking it seriously, but it kind of sounds like a hookup, like an actual thing where you guys are actually in a relationship. Like, I don't know why that's coming through, but that's what it feels like. You do have the Sun card here, which I love. And the Sun card does bring warmth. It does bring a vitality. It does bring strength. It does bring all those different things. It's like a rejuvenating thing. It's something that keeps you heated up long enough um, to get going. It brings life. It highlights everything so that you can see it, if that makes sense. And then of course you also do have the Eight of Cups here. I do feel in a sense, like I said, that there was something that you may have walked away from something and you're entering into something different. What you previously were used to, in a sense, has now become it has become, in a sense, kind of old is the word that's coming through. It's I don't want to, I'm hearing almost like the word boring, but it's not that it was boring. It's just, it's not serving anything anymore. It played its time. And although this is something that you may be able to teach someone else, I don't know if you're someone who likes to teach classes on how to dominate effectively and things like that, but it almost kind of feels like you are learning and deviating away from the way that things were. With the Eight of Cups here, this does kind of make me feel it normally does connect to things that we once valued that we, in a sense, kind of walk away from. So these could be, like I said, things that were valuable to you at that time, and now you are moving on to something different, moving on to something else that is more prosperous and successful. It almost, like I said, does feel like a new journey, especially with the World card here and with the Fool card here. With these two cards together, this definitely does make me feel like you're literally entering into the unknown, but that unknown is amazing territory because it almost kind of feels like you're pushing your own limits. It's like you are challenging you, in a sense. Like, I don't even really see your brat or your submissive challenging you, but they may have done something or said something that kind of sparked the thought in you. It's like they planted a seed somehow, and then you took that seed and you planted it, in a sense, or they planted it, and then you started to nurture that. You started to the process of really nurturing that, and now you're about to see things kind of play out for the better, if that makes sense. Also, you do have here the Five of Cups in reverse. You have the Magician card. I love that. You're in control. You're in control. And then you also do have the Emperor. You are, oh my God, like this is real dominant energy. Like dominant energy. Like seriously. And then you also have the Nine of Cups. Like, and then you have the World card. We're gonna put the World card here on the side. And then we are going to pull one more card here. Let's just see what Spirit says. Wow. And then you have the Ten of Cups. Absolutely. Yeah, I fucking love this. Like, I do feel like, if anything, I just heard that there was something about like a rough patch with something about like a rough patch at one point. Um, anyway, I do feel in a sense that you've leveled up so much. You may be someone who was older, or if you're not older, you have this wisdom in you that gives the vibe that you are someone who's older, because now what I'm getting for my dominance is that they're now starting to implement that wisdom that they learned through the art of domination, because yes, it is an art. I believe that it is an art, and you're starting to implement that in other aspects and areas of your life. And as a result of that, as a result of you conjuring that energy and exerting that will out into the universe, I do feel like you're now into this aspect of creation in which all things in your life are starting to fall into place as a result of that. So, for example, since I am a submissive, right? Me being a submissive is not really just about, and I should probably say this in another video, which I more than likely will, but being a submissive is not just about obeying my master or obeying my dominant. To be honest with you, it's about trust, it's about vulnerability, it's about me releasing control to allow this other thing to get it done for me, or in this case, my dominant to do it for me, right? And I take that in some aspects of my life so that I can remember the power of surrender, because it's really about surrender, right? And so then I take that into other aspects of my life, and then that is how I'm open to, it's like that helps me open up to receive the blessings that are for me. So in this sense, I feel that because you are used to exercising your will and you've been doing it for a while now, for years, I'm hearing 10 years plus, it's in a sense what I'm hearing is that you've mastered the art of domination, you've mastered the art of being a dominant, and now it's time for you to, in a sense, it's like you're implementing that in other areas of your life, and you're doing it with more control, you're doing it with more poise, you're doing it with more wisdom. And as a result of that, you are literally creating an empire and a kingdom for not only yourself, but for other people. So you may be a leader. I'm picking up heavily on Aries vibes for whatever reason. You may want to check your Mars placements, but this feels like Mars and Capricorn type of energy, where Mars conjunct Capricorn, and it's, I'm sorry, Mars conjunct Saturn. If that makes sense. And then Aries and Capricorn kind of linking up. And it's so interesting because you do have the Emperor card here. And if I'm not mistaken, I know that it is ruled by Mars, and it's also ruled by Aries. And it does have some Capricorn and Saturn like energy, because of course when you're dealing with the Emperor, you're dealing with action, you're dealing with structure and order and things like that, and you're dealing with ruling over people. So my apologies about that. I had to change my battery because it was getting ready to die. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and continue. So, we were talking about the Emperor, and this definitely does make me kind of feel like, with all the cards that are coming in, I do honestly really feel like this new chapter per se, or this new phase of your life, really is going to challenge you to create a space for more people. Having said that, this also kind of makes me feel like you may be taking on more than one submissive, and I'm kind of seeing you guys kind of all get together, and you're just sitting there like one big ass boss, like, yeah, do what I say. But in a sense, it's all fun, and it's all about, pleasure, play, and order and things like that. But, anyways, I don't just see you doing this for just the BDSM side, but I do see you doing this in your everyday life. You may be someone, I just heard the word teacher. You may be someone that people gravitate towards when they need to learn something, or they go to you for sound wisdom, or they go to you when they need help, getting things in check and in order. I don't know why the word accountant just came through, but it's like you account for everything in a sense, and that is why you were chosen to walk this path. It almost makes me feel like you've mastered so much in your life. And as a result of that, you are finally seeing the rewards of everything that you've been building, of everything that you've learned. And because you've been implementing that, I feel like this feels very prosperous. It feels very sustainable. It feels Like, honestly, it just feels so fulfilling to where you can now sit back and just relax and allow yourself to be taken care of and allow yourself to receive everything that it is that you deserve, if that makes sense. With the Five of Cups in reverse here, this does make me kind of feel like what was lost was regained. You may put in something, you may have lost something of some sort, but I feel like that, in a sense, re entered your life. But it's more evolved now, if that makes sense. So this could be a person, it could be a thing. This whatever, I just heard the word upgrade, so this could be an upgrade of some sort. I also do feel like, of course, with the Magician card here, to me, I mean, come on, seriously though, like you have the Fool here, which connects me to consciousness. It connects me to the intangible uh thought waveforms in the universe. Of course, I feel like this is pure thought, this is pure consciousness, this is it realizing what it is and realizing that it's alone in a sense, but at the same time, it realizes that it needs to be broken up or split up in a sense so that it can come to know itself. So, this is all about emergence. This is all about you entering again into the unknown, doing things differently. But I believe I said that at the beginning of the reading. And what's so interesting about that is that you do have the Magician card here. And of course, in tarot, you have the Fool, and right after the Fool, you do have the Magician. Now, to me, these are the thoughts that you've been thinking. They're finally materializing and they're manifesting here. This is literally as above, so below. Like, this is the ethereal, the heavens meeting earth. Like, this is what this feels like. Now, this could be you elevating your consciousness. This also has to do with you tapping into other dimensions of your mind that help you enhance your dominating abilities. Like, that's what this feels like. Like, to be honest with you, this really doesn't feel like just domination. If anything, it feels more so like accomplishment. It feels rewarding. It feels like you've mastered something, like you've become the master now. Like you are that you are literally the omega, the master. Now, I am not someone that inflates anyone's ego. I can give a fuck, or I can care less about that shit. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of that. But I'm just saying that, to be honest with you, to be real, like, it does feel like you've mastered. Like, you are now a master. And you're like the fucking pope at this point. Like, you're like the king or the queen or whatever at this point. You know what I mean? Like, you're just it. And now you can just sit back and enjoy, is what Spirit is saying. I fucking love that. It just makes so much sense. And I feel like you being the provider, you providing, in a sense, has provided for you. Like, that's what this feels like. And with the Ten of Cups here, like, these are wishes fulfilled. Like, come on, like, seriously, everything about this reading has everything to do with the fact that you have leveled up so fucking much. Like, there is nothing, in a sense, that um like, there's nothing standing in your way anymore. Like, you've broken through all blockages. You've gotten through all the pain, the trauma, the healing. Like, you are in a space where you can finally just say, I finally fucking got through that. Like, I'm done with this chapter. I'm so fucking done. And now you can expect, to be honest with you, I feel, for whatever reason, that this is us peering into your future. So if we're not even, like, if you're not here yet, this is what you can expect in your future very fucking soon. I'm not kidding. Like, I feel I'm hearing it the next few weeks, in a sense. For some of you, it is the number 3. So it's 3 days, 3 months. Wait, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years is what's coming through right now. So I do feel like I said, if this is not in your current reality, we are literally looking in your future right now. Like, not kidding. I can't make this shit up. And I also do feel like this, to me, this next chapter, I feel like the previous chapter was all about discipline and you becoming disciplined in your art. Now I feel like you can enjoy the actual art for what it is now, because you've learned and you've taken every single step. You've taken it step by step. You've learned, you've researched, you've done all these different things, and you've implemented what you've learned. And now I feel that this is really more about pleasure and play. That's what this feels like. I don't know why, but I feel like I want to pull from the Linderman deck for whatever reason. So let's just, and I keep hearing the words establish and order. Oh, what was that? Yeah, like seriously, like come on, like we have the clouds here going from dark to light. This definitely does feel like if anything, you've come from a space where it wasn't as enjoyable. You've come from a space where things just weren't looking um where it was a bit gloomy, and now the light is coming out. And it's interesting because you do have the sun card here, and this to me brings it's so it feels very refreshing. It feels like a vacation. If you're looking to go on a vacation next summer, Spirit is saying yes. I'm seeing something tropical. um I'm hearing something tropical, and if not tropical, I'm hearing something about the Amazon specifically. Like I don't know, like a forest somewhere where the fruit is really sweet and ripe. I don't know why that's coming through, but anyways, um, yeah. See, like I do feel like this is about order. Like this is, I'm telling you, like newest, like another establishment. I don't know if you're like moving to like a house or something, or like if you're moving into like a new space, but it just feels like everything is happening differently now. Like everything is so amazing. Also, I feel like I said this, but I get a feeling that you and your, yeah, abundance fucking big time. You have the fish here. I don't know if you're into this, but I just heard property and real estate. Like you are conquering some shit. Like you are literally conquering. You're a fucking conqueror at this point. Like you are just accumulating all these different things and elements. Like I feel like you're just fucking on top of it. Oh my god, you're like topping everything literally. I also just heard something about edging, like you edging and you withholding that release. I feel like now this feels like you literally going through a period of edging. This feels like edging for fucking years is what it kind of feels like. And now you're at a point where you're about to, I have to watch my language in a sense, so I'm not gonna get too sensual or sexual, but I'm gonna say that now you're about to have the biggest release of your life. Like that's what this feels like. It feels like a release. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and pull from the Sexual Magic Oracle deck, and I'll have everything linked below. At the bottom of the deck, you do have Triumph. I do feel like I said, like you did go through some losses, you did go through some things in your in your past, but now you can expect to overcome those, if that makes sense. Healing. Oh my god, I love that. Like, didn't we mention that shit earlier? I swear, I feel like we did. I can't remember, but anyways, if we didn't, I do feel like with this healing thing, and of course, with this Piscean energy, I feel like to me, this is you facing the shadow. You went through a period of deep introspection. You confronted your shadow, you spoke to the shadow, and you implemented it. And now you are at a stage where you are literally healing, and you are allowing yourself to, I just heard deflower, like you're allowing yourself to open up to receive what you need. It's like you're opening up your heart space now. You can allow that warmth to come in. And it's interesting because we do have the sun card here, which connects us to warmth. I love that for you. I love the fact that you got through the healing phase, or you're going through the healing phase. And for those of you that are not done with the healing phase yet, I want to let you know that we are again peering into your future. You can expect healing in the next stage of your life. Like you can expect healing. Trust that. Know that. And it's not even just about trust. It's about knowing. It's about knowing. Divine masculine energy. Swear. And to my Liliths who dominate, I do feel like the dominatrix, for the dominate, like, I don't know, like, what it is about being a dominatrix. Like, I'm not in that, but I feel like, if anything, this is also you healing through dominatrix. This is you healing through domination. Swear to God, like, not even kidding. Like, you healing through dominating, because I feel like at one point you lost yourself in your life, and I do feel like, yo, this fucking healing card is a fucking trigger. Like, it makes me feel like some of you guys ended up going through a point where you were disempowered, where you felt small, and as a result of that, you stated and you said and you made a promise to yourself that you will never allow anyone else to dominate you again, and as a result of that, you are now the dominant, and now you can expect nothing fucking less. Like, you won't even think about switching. And I don't blame you. Like, I feel like you were submissive a lot in your life, like in your early childhood years, and you're just like, fuck that, like, I'm not going back to that. And you channeled this fucking beast within yourself, and like, no one wants to fuck with the beast. You know what I mean? I think that's fucking hot. If you ask me, like, the fact that you were able to get through those triumphs, the fact that you were able to get through all of that, like, and then I'm hearing by yourself, you're a fucking boss. Like, I commend you. I tip my fucking hat off to you. Seriously. Power. I cannot make this up. Oh my God. That is so hot. That's so hot. I love that. But for whatever reason, this brings me to balance. It brings me to balance for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. But anyways, this power card looks like it's ruled by Leo. And Leo actually rules the sun, which I love. So this definitely is Leo energy. This is courageous energy. And like, as a result of your healing, you're more powerful now. It's like you're now at a space where you're in tune. You control your ego now. Like, your ego is not easily fractured. Your ego is not easily hurt or bruised. If anything, you know now how to use the ego in order to get what you want. And I fucking love that. Like, this is just someone who's just a fucking badass. Like, this is someone that people like try to talk shit to, and then later they realize, oh, I fucked up. Yeah, you did. I love that. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and use our Manara Erotic Oracle. This is gonna be our last deck to use for tonight. Man, this is fucking amazing. The purity of freedom. I fucking love that, and I'm here for it. This feels like a cleansing. This is bringing me to like really like a baptism, but like a dark baptism though. You know what I mean? Because we're in the shadows right now. So anyways, yeah, like, this feels the purity of freedom. And it's so interesting because you have a lot of structure here. Like, you have the Hierophant, you have the Emperor here, which is literally the number 4. You have the number 4 here with the purity of freedom. Like, you're sovereign now. Like, you are literally your own boss. You are literally your own emperor, your own king, your own queen, your own empress, whatever. Like, you are literally the one calling the shots in every single aspect of your fucking life. I swear. And then the purity of freedom, it's like, and with this Aquarian energy, this brings me to the Fool card, because the Fool is ruled by Uranus and Aquarius. And I feel like with that, it's like you can do whatever the fuck you want, but you're not doing it with you're not doing it out of like a malicious intent. Like, I feel like, if anything, and like a flower in spring came out, and it's so interesting because I feel like this is Venus and Taurus energy. So this brings me to a king. Do you have a King of Pentacles here? No, but I think you may have had it. No, yeah, you don't have the King of Pentacles here, but it does feel like that. A flower in spring, and I feel like a flower in spring brings newness. It brings joy. It brings all these different elements, and I do feel like this is just like, to me, this is just so amazing. Like, and it's so interesting because with this, it makes me feel like you connect with, I just heard you connect with the higher minds. You connect with like the third eye. You're connecting more with your third eye energy. So I feel like, for whatever reason, I want to say that you've also implemented your more feminine side, which would be your intuition. and you've learned how to guide that, if that makes sense. Like you're now guiding your intuition, or you've become more rational, but because you've honored your intuition. That's a message for a very limited amount of people. Not everyone's going to resonate with that. Take it as it resonates. Yeah. So with this, like a flower in spring, with this Venusian energy and with this Taurus energy, this does bring me to the Nine of Cups. Now the Nine of Pentacles is not here, but this is you literally allowing yourself to arouse your sense, like allowing your senses to be aroused, so you can explore. Like that's what this feels like. But this is also about enjoyment. This is also about enjoying the beauty and the things around you, enjoying the beauty on this journey. I'm gonna pull one more card. Okay, Spirit, one last card. What is it that you want to tell us tonight? Be patient, be loving, enjoy, reaching outward. I love that. Reaching outward. This card makes me kind of feel like, oh, let me show you the card real quick. Reaching outward just looks like Leo energy. Being the one to grab it, like you had your hand out, grabbing, you had your hand out, putting in the work is what this feels like reaching outward, like you did the work. You literally went and acted on your desires, and now everything is being fulfilled. This feels like a prophecy. I swear, like I'm not kidding. This is a prophetic message about the future for a lot of you. Anyways, I do feel like I am so excited for my dominance. I really do love the fact that, and look at that, even with this like hidden luxury, like come on, like that's so amazing. Like hidden luxury, like you guys are on your way to some boss ass shit. Like you guys are on your way to a prosperous fucking life in every aspect, in every area. I love that so much. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in to this YouTube video. I appreciate you all for spending your time with me. It is now time for me to shut this video off so that I can go edit the video and upload it for you guys, of course. And if you guys need me, you can reach me at Shadows X Magic. I am also online at magicofeden.com, where I have my oils and my bath soaks and stuff like that on there. I'm also in the process of creating a line for BDSM, of course, aftercare oils and butters and things like that, but that will come in the future. I am creating something specifically for us, if that makes sense. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning into my channel, and I hope you have an amazing night.